Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the TV6 Digital Desk live stream. My name is Molly Birch, and I'll be taking you through a recap of today's headlines. This stream runs every night starting at 8/7 Central Time from Sunday to Thursday. Feel free to comment and ask any questions you have in the chat as you feel like it, and I'll do my best to answer those questions as we go and after the stream as well. With all of that business out of the way, let's take a look at our first story for tonight. Just in tonight, the Ishpeming girls basketball team will be playing for a state championship. The Hematites game against Fowler ended at the Breslin Center just a little bit ago. Ishpeming had no problem at all, winning easily 75-40. The Division IV state championship game is Saturday morning at 10 Eastern Time. That game will be televised on Bally Sports Detroit. Ishpeming will play either Frankfort or Kingston. Those two teams are about to get underway in the other semifinal. Watch your TV6 late news for complete highlights from Ishpeming's game. TV6's Kevin McNulty and Keegan Cooper are in East Lansing, and their coverage will continue on air and online all weekend. You can stay with TV6 for all the updates. An Attorney General of Michigan, Dana Nessel, and Enbridge met with federal judges in Cincinnati, Ohio this afternoon. The judges will decide if the case to shut down the Line 5 oil pipeline will stay in federal court or go to state court. Nessel argued that this case belongs to the state.
Our argument is simply this. This is a case brought by the state attorney general using claims under state law that was filed in a state court. It ought to be heard in a state court.
And tomorrow, the Sioux Locks will open 3 days ahead of schedule. The first boat set to go through the canal has a UP connection. The Joseph L. Block is a vessel within the Central Marine Logistics Fleet. That company has offices in Cooks. Let's get the right label in there for you guys. The Lock's early opening is the result of a mild winter and lack of ice on the Great Lakes, as well as an increased demand for raw materials, specifically iron ore. This morning, the Block began the trek to St. Mary's River as it races to be the first vessel to the Sioux Locks, an honor the crew on board has worked hard for.
Our crews work double time. They put a lot of pride in their work. We had one of our fastest, most efficient, safest, no issue happen fit outs. And the whole crew is excited during our fit out thing. They're like, Tom, are we going to do it? Are we going to beat them? Are we going to do it? And so, yes, it's company pride, it's boat pride.
The Block is heading for 2 harbors in Minnesota to load iron ore before departing for Indiana Harbor. Once the Sioux Locks open tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock, they'll be open 24 hours a day. Boats will pass through 5,000 to 10,000 times throughout the season. And spring is in the air, even though if it doesn't quite look like it outside yet. And that means the end of hibernation for bears. As bears start to leave their dens, the Michigan Department of Natural Resources says they will be searching for new sources of food. The DNR recommends taking your bird feeders down, bringing your garbage cans inside, and removing outdoor pet food. The Michigan DNR says bears will likely return to places that have an easy source of food.
Bears have a good memory of where they found easy meals. So if you've had problems with bears in the past, now would be the time to take things in before we really get into spring and bears start coming out in larger numbers.
Pepin says if you have an issue with a bear after you've taken these precautions, contact the DNR and they can try to relocate the bear. And the Negaunee Trails Network could be adding a Raging River Trail to its network soon. The 3-mile trail will run along the Carp River and connect NTN's Carp A Diem trail to the Raging River Campground. NTN is currently fundraising for the project through a crowdfunding campaign. If NTN reaches its $50,000 goal by May 1st, the project will win a matching grant from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. NTN says the trail is going to be beautiful when it's finished.
It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to cross waterfalls. There's a waterfall in the upper section of the Carp that's just phenomenal. So we're looking forward to all the kinds of users that are going to get to use it.
NTN hopes to open the trail this summer. You can donate to the campaign at uppermichigansource.com or the TV6 and Fox UP mobile news app. And another Marquette County girls basketball team has made its way to the Breslin Center. The Negaunee girls varsity basketball team departed this morning. TV6's Tristan Kendrick tells us how community support has contributed to the team's journey.
Despite the early hours, energy was high among the Negaunee High School girls basketball team this morning. After beating Powers Catholic School from Flint Tuesday in Sault Ste. Marie, the team will play Edison Academy from Detroit at the Breslin Center in the MHSAA Division II state semifinals tomorrow. Head coach Mike O'Donnell says he's been overwhelmed by the community support.
In the Sioux, we had a huge following, and really think for our quarterfinal game that kind of helped us through. We've had multiple support through monetary donations coming in. It just never ceases to amaze me, even though, you know, this has happened on the boys' side and the girls. Community always steps up, and it's really appreciated by our girls.
O'Donnell also says this is the first time the girls' program has made it this far.
It's pretty neat, you know, these girls, a lot of them have never even been inside the Breslin, so it's just going to be an experience in itself. We're going to try to soak that in today, get all the starry-eyed looks out of the way so that when we hit the floor tomorrow, we're ready to go and ready to play.
Senior guard Ella Mason says the end goal is bringing home a girls' basketball trophy like this, and she's been reminding her team all year to trust the process.
Trust what has gotten us this far, and just keep doing that, and we'll be all right.
Another senior and forward on the team, Grace Nardi, says this experience has been both exciting and surreal.
We always knew we were going to make it far. I don't know that we thought we were going to make it this far. It's never been done before, but I think the Ishpeming game was a big turning point for us, and they've been our biggest competition so far, so they really prepared us for this as well.
Tristan Kendrick, TV6 News, Negaunee.
Negaunee's game tips off at 5:30 tomorrow evening in East Lansing. Ishpeming was underway earlier, and we had more coverage on that earlier at the very beginning of this newscast. A UP-based construction council for our next story is trying to give high school seniors a chance for a brighter future. The Upper Peninsula Construction Council is looking for students at least 17 years old to participate in paid Construction Connect UP training programs. The UPCC's executive director says there will be one program in the summer and one next school year. The director says there are a few requirements for students to qualify.
Must be in a certified CTE program. You must have a license or be in process and have transportation. Must live within 45 minutes of the area in which you're going to be working or the CTE facility. And you must pass your drug screen.
The Construction Connect UP program is 2 hours Monday through Thursday for the entire school year. Summer camp students will work a 4-hour shift Monday through Friday for 6 weeks. And finally tonight on the TV6 Digital Desk live stream, Aspen Ridge third graders made their principal walk the plank today. It was a prize for the school after students read more than 125,000 minutes in March. There is a different prize each year, usually involving putting Principal Chris Marana in a bizarre situation. This year, third graders marched Marana from the elementary school to Westwood High, where he ultimately took the step into Davy Jones' locker. The scallywag himself says the event was a fun way to get students excited about reading.
We encourage reading all the time, but when March comes around, reading month, we just do a little extra little incentives, to motivate them and get them excited, and it's a fun month all around for everybody.
The school live streamed the event so students in other grades were able to see their principal also walk the plank. And that's all the stories we have for you tonight. Be sure to tune in on Sunday night, where I'll be here in the same place at the same time. That's 8/7 Central Time with a recap of Sunday's headlines. Don't forget you can find us streaming on Facebook or YouTube, whichever platform you'd prefer. And if you have a story idea you think we should report on, feel free to contact us at any time. These are a few easy ways to get a hold of both myself and others in the newsroom. And again, you can contact us at any time. We would love to hear from you and what's happening in your community. Thank you all again for joining me live at the TV6 Digital Desk. Have a great rest of your night and a great rest of your weekend.